Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee, and B-Dubs has really put a shine on this portion of the Nether Hub roof, and that got me thinking, what about mine? I need to provide y'all proof that I'm up with the youth. I'm not getting left behind. You know, this might have been made earlier in the season, but there's no need to rewind. We're gonna fast forward into three-dimensionality. I'm gonna present you with a miniature reality at 1/8 scale, without fail. Let's get going. Tear down that veil. We're missing Jevon's Sal sculpture. We don't have the fancy roofs in for the land claim office or the welcome center. And even the central building of JOMOT, Joe's Ostensible Museum of Technology, is missing all sorts of details. Like, where's all the skylights for the atriums? Where's the sandstone around the skirt of the building? There is just so much to do. And so I figure, let's just get going. Let's just grab some blocks and start working on some of that. Now, the smooth sandstone slabs might seem appropriate for the skirts outside the building, but actually, these are for locking down these overhangs here. I'm feeling like, oh, look at that. Just by getting things generally on the color theme, whoops, of the building, we're doing great. Woo! I'm also realizing, you know, if I was going to use these slabs down here, that is going to make it impossible to walk through this door. Actually, wait. No, I can do that. I am very flexible. Excellent. Flexcellent. But what I should also do then is, let's go grab from our sandstone box the regular sandstone. Because regular sandstone is going to be key to creating a difference in texture between those overhangs and the lower bits. I'm also a little bit, I'm kind of thinking this through, and I'm like, that overhang might be way higher than it would be. Huh. Let's, let's just play with this a little. So we're just going to fill in the skirt around the building. Wow, just working my way around here is bringing back all sorts of memories of, like, helping Jev clear out the area for Sal. This is going to be the Sal pond here. We need to come back with some, I think some blue carpet. That's going to look good. And, oh boy, it's just always so much to do. You can never be done with everything here on HermitCraft. But we do our best to accomplish what we can with the time we're given. Okay, so we've got that overhang in there. That overhang makes this one look really extraneous. Like, yeah, you know what? This is like 1/8 scale. That overhang is not that deep. Let's just clean that up significantly. Hey, you love the detail work. So, if we duck back in here, we can prepare for the pond. Quack. Ducks love ponds. That's a fact. Okay, so we're going to grab this blue wool, and we can make blue carpet with it. So looking at this from above, it's pretty obvious the Sal head would be in, like, the center about here. Now, this isn't too complex a model, so we can always move it if we're not happy with it. Yeah, that looks about right. That's about to scale. Then we'll just get rid of all this purple, unclaimed plot ooze and replace it with this delightful, pond-full blue carpet like Sal deserves. There you go. Look at that, Sal. We're getting it done. I wish there was a good portmanteau of example and Sal. Like, we're following your example, Sal. That feels forced. Now, and Sal would never force anyone to do things better. He just sets a great example for us. Time skip. And as we place the final 3 blue carpet here, Sal looking monumental, but maybe not glowing the way that Jevon intended. You know, I love how Jev's build in the real Hermit Holmdel is a combination of both light and quartz. But like this, the quartz here is underpowering Sal. Let's overpower Sal. Let's power Sal up. Boom. Pearlescent Froglight. Illuminating the whole waterway here. Bringing light to the pond the way that the big Sal brings light to Hermit Holmdel. But you know what? It wouldn't be fair to only upgrade Jevon's area here, especially when Xisuma's been working so hard. So I figure we're going to come in and try to represent some of the characters and things that he's got. Boom! There's a Black Mage from Final Fantasy. And then let's throw some other colors in our hotbar here. We've got some Space Invaders coming up. Red Space Invader, Green Space Invader, Yellow Space Invader, Purple Space Invader. And then, let's see, he also had a Goomba down here. Goombas are brown. Got a nice little Goomba going on there. Now, he had the words game over here, and I'm not sure how we can accommodate that. That might just be a little bit dicey. Well, that kind of works. So then we bring the Goomba up a little bit here. I'm really just kind of eyeballing this. We got another purple Space Invader, yellow, and then green and red here. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, looking good. Then there's like a Mario guy, so we can make him, let's see, he'd be like red and blue, I guess. If we're just trying to two-color pixel art Xisuma's area. I mean, I can look at that, and I can recognize, like, kind of what this is. This is kind of Xisuma's thing. Not exactly, but, you know, we're having fun with it. He's got the Dig Dug Dragon, which is a little bit of a slightly taller sprite. You know what? Let's give him green and pink for his little crest there. We're interpreting this. And then we've got Link with a shield. So that would be a little bit more like that, maybe. And then, let's see, down there, we've got Pac-Man. And Pac-Man would have some dots in the way. And then, let's see, pink. Do we have room across to do all four? Boom, there we go. I love this. This is actually really fun, getting to play around with how other people approach problems and concepts. Just kind of interpreting Xisuma's work here. It's not perfect, but you kind of get a sense of what it is. Let's move the shield down and make Link slightly taller here. Boom. We've got a Charmander. He's going to be boop. Then, let's see, Squirtle would be maybe more like, he's got like blue, yellow. We've got a little shell. And then Bulbasaur is going to be an interesting one, because he's going to maybe be teal for his face. So green bulb, cyan, yeah, nope, wrong. There we go, that's a Bulbasaur. We can throw together a little Pokeball here with red and white. And we can get a little Mario star. Uh-oh, I might have actually gone a little bit too wide with these. I'm not sure. We're gonna have to go single height here. Yep, okay. Do we have room to move all those down? No, okay. So the mushroom, unless we, yeah, we might have to tweak these roads a little bit, but maybe we can cram in the mushroom off to the side here. Nope, nope, nope. We're moving the whole thing over. We're doing it live. That's the thing about simple art, is you can iterate quickly, you know? It's okay if it you have permission to not nail it all the first time, right? You can just mess around until you get it and not stress about reworking everything. Not everything has to be a stress with art, you know? Sometimes things are allowed to just be enjoyable. So we've got our superstar, followed by our fireflower, Followed over here by our mushroom, which looks a lot like the Pokeball. But that's okay. Let's see, then down here, I hope you have room for Kirby. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Now, Kirby's got his little foot up. We could probably do something with the feet here. Actually, no. We're gonna... Let's just play with it. Let's just play with it. We're having a good time messing around. We'll put 1 foot there and 1 foot there. Kirby! Do-do-do-do-do-do. Okay. Let's see. Bomberman is kind of a big old guy. He looks like Finn from Adventure Time now that I'm looking at it, though. Or a bed in Minecraft. And then, finally, we're going to make room for Duck Hunt over here. Let's see. That Duck Hunt dog. How do we... We want to represent the 2 birds, probably... Oh, boy, we need... This is a huge one. Xisuma made this one extra big. So we're probably going to have to be extra big, too. So the dog is holding up a duck in each hand. So there's 1 duck, and then we need to have, like, gray and orange for that duck. Okay. Now we're going to come in here. And the body of this guy is about as wide. Okay. So, dog has a white face, or white nose here. He's got a big old face. With kind of like a pink tongue. Dark gray mouth. And then red head with kind of gray ears. This is not exact. Yeah, no, we've gone too tall. Because the ears need to be even with the duck's heads. We're not going for exact or precise or anything here, but we want to capture the spirit of it. And then we have another duck here. Okay, look at that. This clearly communicates what Xisuma was going for. If you were familiar with the area, you would get a sense that this was that space. I'm really pleased. This turned out way better than I was expecting. Woo! Okay, well, with that victory under our belts, let's go ahead and trade out this carpet for some other blocks and keep going. I know we have to get the roof on our post office over there. I keep saying post office. It's not really a post office. It's more of just a mailbox. Boom! It doesn't take much. There is our mail. Hey. Having taken to the sky so I can appreciate... Whoa! I should not have put my rockets in my offhand. I wanted to just appreciate how the pixel art thing came out from up here and how that little light of Sal's is letting it shine. But you know what I'm realizing is that this roof, totally terrible. It was passable when we didn't know what we were really doing over here. But now that we do, we need to get these atriums in. And it's one thing to just punch a hole in and start putting in some red glass. That represents the redwood, mangrove wood or whatever, posts that kind of support the glass in the overall thing. But unfortunately, you know, it just looks hideous all around. The stone is the wrong tool for the job here. This obviously needs to be replaced with everybody's favorite white slab. Diorite. Diorite texture is about what we approximated on our build anyway. So, whoops. We can just take these and toss them around the edges here. Then we'll roll in and get the rest of our roof rocking as well. Should look pretty good. But only the process will tell. Time skip. As I stand here atop of our model of Doc's Flood completed earlier this season, I appreciate how the newly added Jevin Sal and Xisuma pixel art are really pulled together by our roof improvements here. This is not a perfect model of Hermit Holmdel's JOMOT, Joe's Ostensible Museum of Technology, but like, you guys feel it, right? It feels close. And so, you know, we just need to keep that momentum going, that Joe-mentum flowing, if you will. So we're going to harvest real quick these bits. We got this little bubblegummy building over here with a crimson slab roof. That immediately adjoins kind of this area here with the, what do you call them? Turbines on the top. Now, I'm really hoping that buttons make things unspawnable now. I'm not 100% sure if they do, but I was trying to think of how best to capture the spirit of those little protruding turbines there, and these little buttons kind of felt about right. Also, as I'm looking at this, I think we actually want to bring that more like this. Yeah, there we go. So now we got the little turbines visible from the road over here. Hey, the cow's visible too. Okay, yeah, it's not fancy, but I feel like it sells what it needs to express. So, let's go ahead and get on to what's next. We still have all of these outbuildings, and it's time to spread the love. I was thinking that what I want to do for each of these 4 silos here is to just break that, and we're going to put down 1 layer of tuff for each of these silos. And, yeah, so there's actually, like, another silo there that wasn't on the map properly. Then we're going to roll through, and it goes like coral, pale moss, and smooth basalt, and brown concrete powder. Then we've got lime carpet, blue for the water one. But yeah, I guess let's do red for the lava, and then orange for the honey. There we go. So now we have this looking good here, and we are going to grab the stuff we need to get the dripstone and the snow construction buildings as well. So that's a great start out that way, but then when we swing over here with our snow farm, and our dripstone farm, with its distinctive water pool on top. La da da da. Hey, now that's really coming along well. We can't stop there, though. We've got to get the planning building from over here in. That one has some white glass on the top, so we're going to do that way. Or wait, is it light blue glass? Speaking of light blue glass, I noticed while I was over here that apparently a random gas blast seems to have taken a big chunk out of that thing, which, you know, is fine because we probably need to go in there anyway. I realize it might be visually more pleasing if we filled this with water anyway. Let's just get some blue carpet in the bottom here. I think that's really going to help. All right, so that glass is restored. We've got water underneath there. That's already looking way better. So now that we have repaired our tank and got these 2 little farms in here, I want to roll through and start working on the land claim office. Now, this is a much taller building. It's higher elevation than the others. So we're going to go ahead and clear its footprint and then prepare for its multi-level nature. Now, the thing about this building is it actually comes up kind of like this here. And then it's going to go up higher yet again. And it's going to get increasingly tall as we go further back. It's got a pretty steep roof. So this building has a little balcony here And then what we're going to do is we're going to set this up so that the stairs that make up the roof kind of ascend over time. Or over distance? I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's rise over run, not rise over hours. Whatever, I'm not fancy about that. Okay, so then we're going to bring this up here like so. And honestly, I think I'm just going to even this out for the ease of the construction. Ta-da-da-da. Hey, there we go. Look at that. It's all coming together. So now this actually kind of looks like the thing. It's not exactly it, because that's supposed to be more built into a hill. We don't have the giant mountain of snow here that separates that area from this area. But I don't want to terraform the whole map. I'm just trying to get the points of interest in. Now, speaking of points of interest, boy, there is a lot of coral that needs to go down here, as well as a pond. Ooh. Let's go ahead and just start dumping in a bunch of brain coral, though, and see if we can get that looking good as a baseline. And then there'd also be some spruce stairs leading up to the back of the garage here, where the stable is. So I think the wood would go about that far. And from that point, here's what I'm thinking is, for right now, let's just cover all of this wood with deep slate tile slabs, because that conveys the idea. That conveys the idea of this bit. Okay, so you get the idea of this stable here. We at least now have some sort of mechanism for success here. Howdy, cow! I see that you have found yourself welcome at our welcome center. I have not only integrated the portal here to make it easier for cows and other livestock to wander through, but I've added a little model of the map. This is a different scale of the map than inside the actual welcome center, but I think it conveys that when people go inside here, they can find a map on the floor there. The roof on this might not be perfect, but I feel like it works. This whole area is now a functional 3D representation of what we have in the overworld, and I'm pretty thrilled. I'm not done yet, though. Every season, I design a Patreon monument where I put up signs with the names of the folks who supported my show at the $10 and above level on Patreon throughout the year. So, this is just a reminder to all the Patreon patrons at the $10 a month or above level, or if you were at some point during Season 10, to make sure to update your Patreon information with the username that you're going to want inside of here on these signs. I've got to put up about 200 signs in the last 10 days of this season. So y'all have until September 20th to update that in Patreon, or if you don't want to update your Patreon username to match what username you'd want publicly displayed here, just send me a Patreon direct message saying what name you want, and I'll go ahead and make sure that's on your sign. Awesome. If you aren't already signed up for the Patreon, I guess this is also last call. If you sign up by the 20th, when I'm knocking this out in the last 10 days of the season, you'll have a chance to get your name in here, and it'll get shown in one of my last few episodes. I'm going to go through a slow walk, show all the name tag signs, or, yeah, name signs, and also, you know, they'll be available in the world download. So, okay. Well, this has been a most successful episode, even though we didn't even see the overworld. But you know what? Another thing we didn't see was any mid-roll ads, and that's thanks to Patreon patron Paige Marinchuk. In lieu of those mid-roll ads, I will now present a haiku of my own devising. The top of this hell needs not lack the bold features of the overworld. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. Hi, Sal.